95% of who you are is a set of unconscious thoughts, behaviours and emotions. The first step of creating a new personal reality is to become conscious of your unconscious thoughts. I don't want you to think I've become one of these holistic practitioners who dispels science and believes we can cure disease by rubbing a lemon on our head, but the last 12 months since being diagnosed with a lifelong autoimmune disease have caused me to think, to challenge my current belief systems and at times quite uncomfortably question what does and does not serve me anymore. When your sole focus is to become better, you're rid of any other concern. This process of detachment from material goods and seeking validation from others becomes a catalyst for the want and desire to heal. To be honest, deep down I think we're all a little bit broken, but we simply don't realise it because the fracture isn't quite big enough to notice. Our ailments are soothed by instant gratification. We're unknowingly massaged by the corporate machine who feeds us likes, comments, matches, swipe left, swipe right, Coke on tap, porn on demand, food from restaurant to doorstep, Uber from A to B, an era of unprecedented connectivity, yet we're all so disconnected from one another. Urge, pleasure, reward, and then repeat. Algorithms seem to know us better than we know ourselves, but what if we challenged the norm, broke the cycle and freed ourselves from the modern day capitalist shackles? I've got just under 5 weeks left on this magical island, so come and join me in my attempt to heal mind, body and soul. Do feel free to partake yourself.
Ladies and gents, you can probably tell by the look on my face where I am. I'm back in my happy place. That is how humans should live. That is how we should be living. Wake up, go and see sound, water, be around the noise, be around the peace, come home, eat like that, non-processed, just good, nutritious food, because the feeling, I hope I'm radiating my feeling towards you guys and girls right now. How are we? Welcome back. TM Cycles in Ibiza. This is the longest time that I've ever been away from home. 6 weeks we're doing over here. Got a Valencia this weekend for a stag do, but 6 weeks away. And yeah, enjoy the ride. Come and enjoy the ride. I don't know what we're doing. We're cruising, we're growing, we're healing, we're developing. Come on a journey with us.
Talk about natural high. I mean, this is like a true natural high. Woke up this morning, sunrise, sat on that rock, listened to Sam Harris Waking Up, which is a fantastic app, by the way. It's quite expensive. It's $150 for the year, but you can do a 14-day trial. So I did the trial. 3 days in, I said to myself, if it's worthy, I'll invest. And I think out of all the other meditation apps, this reigns superior. I think they break it down in far better detail and start to inform you of the fundamentals of meditation, whereas I think most apps bypass that and think you just know how to meditate. So highly recommend Sam. Sam Harris is a incredible character anyway, so a lot of his work on YouTube is brilliant. But yeah, talk about natural high. Woke up, sunrise, sat on that rock, Sam Harris meditation, gratitude and affirmation. Affirmation has been a real big one for me recently, like the ability to wake up and write down on paper, I am healing. My medication is working, does wonders for the mind. It seriously does. And jump in the sea, jump off the rock. True natural serotonin and dopamine releases. So the title, Healing in Ibiza, I think this trip has come at quite a poignant time in my life because I've started to seriously get into spirituality and enlightenment. And I think that just may be the natural process for a lot of people. Don't want people to think like, eye roll, here we go. Because I was one of those people that looked at that particular like realm of life with just like, what? Even to the point of therapy, and look at me a couple of years ago, very detached from emotion, and I just thought that we were like one being. I didn't really believe that we could tap into deeper levels of consciousness. And I think this trip has come at quite a poignant time, because I said to myself before I came, like, I want to heal. I want to heal psychologically and also physically, but I think the byproduct, or the positive impact of healing up here actually heals your physical trauma or your physical issues. So I've been reading a lot of Gabor Mate. The Myth of Normal is a fantastic read, by the way. Gabor Mate and Joe Dispenza, Louise Hay, Sam Harris. I feel like all of these people that I'm interested in have all joined together, and like, this is my, boom, here you go. So there's 2 podcasts that I'd really recommend you listen to: Gabor Mate and Joe Dispenza, both on Ranjan Chatterjee's podcast. Super interesting. And I think for people with autoimmune diseases and disorders, I think it's really easy to become almost transfixed on or maybe finding or seeking too much solace in the idea that if we heal this sorts itself. Like, I think we also need to inject a little bit of realism into the situation. And like I said at the start of this video, holistic practitioners and whatnot, and therapy, and all of these things that we're doing are fantastic, and I think they massively have an impact on symptom management and reduction. But I think there also needs to be a level of realism injected in the situation. It's like, some of us have just been dealt this card, and we can do all of the practices in the world and we'll still have it, and we need pharmacological and medicine to help cure us and help fix us. But what if we all gave it a go? What if we started to really become conscious of your unconscious thoughts, which is what Joe Dispenza talks about, which I found completely fascinating, and currently reading Power of Now as well, which is, that out of all the reads that I've read, is mind-blowing. I'm only on page like 30, but I'm going back, I'm double dipping, I'm reading that, going through it with a highlighter pen, and then going back over my notes and going back over my highlightings at the end of the day, just to soak it in, because it's intense, it's a lot to take in, it really is. But the Power of Now, oh my God, there's certain elements within that book that are mind-blowing, about, no mind. And I think the stark reality when you read books like that is you just start walking around and you just start thinking, none of us have tapped it, we're all on autopilot, none of us think, none of us truly understand what's going on, like none of us are in touch with ourselves and our emotions, and it's super is that light's getting lighter in it. I might have to wrap this up because I've got serious OCD when it comes down to my camera settings, and I don't want that image to become overexposed. But yeah, just going to jump on here and say, first Ibiza vlog. I wanted to come here with purpose, and I wanted to come here with a plan to do as much as possible, to learn, educate myself as much as possible. I'll start CBT again today, which is cool, and talk about like the powers above whatever it is. I in my first bout of CBT, my therapist told me about worry time. So I went through a really bad patch with like catastrophizing, and I was looking at Reddit and Google all the time, my symptoms. I was convincing myself that I was like, I'm pretty much dying, I'm gonna need a bag, and I'm gonna need all this sort of stuff. Anyway, my therapist at the time gave me worry time. So she was like, instead of in that acute period whereby you are super anxious, you write it down in your notes, and at 5 p.m, you then get to worry. And my last therapy was in February, and they said, we're going to put you on a waiting list, and maybe some time, but you'll get another batch of CBT. And I wrote on my notes a couple of weeks ago, inquire. So I was, my stomach was getting bad again, and I was like, I'm going to inquire where my CBT is, because I was in a good spot then. Lo and behold, 2 p.m, I got an email from NHS saying, hiya, we're ready to book you in for another batch. So that starts today, 10:30. Super looking forward to that. But yeah, we'll dip in and out of like the whole healing thing. I want people to also realise that you don't necessarily just need an autoimmune disease to be the catalyst for you wanting to expand and explore the mind. I think a lot of us are running around with like chronic toxic stress, and I think the more conversations I have with people that have autoimmune diseases, Josh with his scars, a couple of people at school as well, it stems from a point in their life of like really severe stress, and that kind of it holds weight to Gabor and his thought processes of like, we are the reason why we have our issues, but we can also be the cure of them. So yeah, super interesting. I've not even touched the shrooms, DMT or fucking ayahuasca yet. Wait till that comes. Anyway, biblical that, ain't it? The sun rising. I shall catch you very soon. Plenty of Ibiza vlogs out here. Looking forward to it. And yo, come on, do a madness. Sit on my arm. There's a seagull behind you. Right. Stay safe, folks. Enjoy the natural pleasures the world has to offer. I'm gonna go jump back in the sea. Thank you, good night, and much love.